with the last test stage on Monday, which will hopefully finalize the update and release it soon, a lot of things came to my mind if some issues were adjusted, removed, or completely fixed in hard ops. So I decided to talk about the issues with the hard ops testers and the community, so we came to a mutual ground about these topics and issues we will talk about today. So without further introduction, we're going to start with the weapon reloading. Weapon reloading is a very important element of gunplay, and if it's done correctly, it definitely changes the pace of the game. Some games do it correctly and some not. Instead of going for a realism aspect, they go for an arcadey exotic look. But before we get into it, let's see how the weapon reloading works. There are two types of weapon reloads, an empty reload and not empty reload. Empty reload occurs when there is no bullet in the chamber, which requires you to load a new magazine and manually load the bullet by bolting, pulling, or cocking the breech. And of course, you can do these in different speeds and styles. Then we have the non-empty reload. Non-empty reload is when there's a bullet in the chamber and you just need to switch magazines, and of course, this one can vary in speed. Games who implement this type of reloading choose the realism option, which is good because your reload speed varies on your weapon being empty or not. Examples being the Battlefield games, Call of Duty games, and some free-to-play games such as Black Squad. On the other hand, games like Hard Ops and Contract Wars, the devs chose the exotic reloads, and these reloads are unrealistic but good looking. Well, some of them at least. These reloads vary in speed a lot. Some of them are really fast and some of them are very slow. Your question might be, if it didn't bother me then, why does it bother me now? Well, to give you a quick answer, it's because of the skill tree. Hard Ops doesn't have a completed skill tree, and in the new update there won't be one, which means we wouldn't be stuck with copy-pasted Contract Wars reloads, which make no sense, were slow, and had bad timing. To give you a few examples of these exotic reloads, take a look at the AK-74 and Noveske Diplomat. The AK has a duct-tape magazine which allows you to flip them around quickly reloading, but you manually load the bullet only once, no matter if your weapon is empty or not. Noveske has a different reload. When you load a new mag, your character pushes the little lever on the upper part of the trigger ring, which presses the breaching button on the side of the rifle, and this reload is extremely slow. By implementing the new reloading animation and reloading mechanics, I assure you that the gameplay would be improved by a long shot. The skill tree brings us to another topic. Like I said before, the skill tree was removed and it was replaced by skill cards, and then it was replaced by a CSGO buy menu. Removing the skill tree was a good idea, replacing it with skill cards was a genius idea, and then changing it to CSGO buy menu was a horrific idea. The footage you see in the background is from my friend Lex Carter, who is a Russian YouTuber. Make sure to check his channel out, link in the description down below. As you see, this is how the menu looks like, and it displays your class and the skills, gadgets, consumables, streaks you can buy for a character. Every class has 3 offensive, 3 defensive, and 4 base skills. With each offensive or defensive skill, you unlock a few upgrades for a character, the extra armor plates and different ammunition types, different gadgets, grenades, consumables, and streaks. Once you unlock everything, for example being the assault class, your operator becomes really hard to kill. At least this was the case for me. Once I maxed out my assault, I would be demolishing everybody on Bay 5, and this was something I didn't like. I saw big imbalance and big issues with this. The CSGO menu brings major imbalance to the game, which means that certain classes will dominate the map while others will be barely usable against them. After consulting testers in the community, I only received negative feedback regarding the CSGO buy menu. Nobody wanted it, nobody asked for it, and nobody wants it now. Even our testers group, where the devs are, and they could see the chat, we do not want it or support it. We want it removed. If you need more examples, here is one. Assault class has an airstrike streak, which you can buy and activate from the menu without spotting onto the match. A person saw a big abusement in this and abused it until it got patched. He would buy and spam airstrikes all over the map, getting multiple kills in return, filling his money up again and again, which allowed him to spam the airstrikes without problem and without spawning in. This was of course patched, but just shows you how unbalanced the menu is. It wasn't thought out thoroughly and correctly, and needs to be removed before even worse things can happen. The game is already dead. We don't need any more problems or bugs, or not bugs, but abusements like this to put the last nail in the coffin of hard ops while we're trying to bring it back to life. The reason why people want the skill cards back is pretty simple. It gives them so many choices, so many playstyles, and so many different options to try or do. Each loadout will have 3 skills to choose, and you would get 1 extra at the end of the round. And this is fair and balanced and unexpected because you could not predict what your enemy was using and you couldn't counter it, because bringing more fun to the game, the menu removes all of that and it brings huge unbalance, boring gameplay, and overpowered classes. So I highly hope that they think it through and decided to reverting it back to skill card system, because they were connected to contracts, which means you would have another reason to complete contracts on top of attachments and camouflages. One last thing we have is the problem with the camera position on the player. Every FPS game has a camera position on the head or where the eyes are. That's where the player aims and sees his target. Then we have the bullet position. This is where the bullet come out, and some games have different positions. Some have bullets coming out of the player's head, some of the optic, and some out of the gun, which is in my opinion how it should be. Contract Wars and Hard Ops have bullets coming out of the player's head. The problem with this is that it makes a very big issue called head glitching. When the position is on the head, it means the player's head is where the optic is, and the screen is blurred for your enemy, and they can take you out. Head glitching is a quote-unquote tactic where players barely peek a corner or some cover and then take you out. Since the bullets come out of their head despite having their weapon blocked by an object, you still get to kill the enemy because this is an unfair advantage. Since you're exposing so little of yourself, you minimize the risk while increasing your survivability. Because of such low profile peak, the enemy cannot effectively take you out because your hitbox doesn't allow him. This is best shown in Contract Wars, where head glitching is at its best peak, and there is definitely the stupidest thing yet. In Contract Wars, you can take out an enemy when they head glitch, but it's not easy. The weapon accuracy depends on it and how much he is speaking and if you're playing hardcore or not. Overall, it encouraged camping by a big percentage, and it needs to be removed from the game because it brings huge unbalanced and too much camping, and that's something that we're trying to fix with the new update as well. A fix to this is pretty simple. Instead of having the bullets come out of the player's head or optic, they should do the same like PUBG or Escape from Tarkov, where the bullets come out of the weapon itself. This way, people that head glitch will be stopped because their weapon will be behind an object and the object will soak up all the bullets, of course, unless it's not bulletproof. The reason I'm stating all of these problems because they're so unrealistic and game breaking. These mistakes are something that needs to be fixed because the developers themselves said that they want to make Hard Ops into a realism project, and to complete the idea they need to fix these things and make a change. Hopefully it does happen as well. The last test is on Monday and I will be streaming it the whole day and the 2 or 3 days until it's finished. My Twitch link is down below, so make sure to check it out. That would be it for this video, guys. I hope you see you soon. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, like the video, comment, and make sure to share it because we need to spread this word and get these problems fixed. But that would be it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.